Hello, and welcome to the CUP Ringside, where we give you the best seat in the house on all things WWE. This is part of the CUP Network. We appreciate you joining us. We're here talking money in the bank. I don't think we're going to take too long because y'all already know. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw the show. That was a show that actually aired on television or on streaming sites all over the world. So I'm Lana, your resident evil diva, here to give tea, spill tea, all that stuff. Um, and if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Her. Um, I'm not drinking anything. I literally just walked through the door from lunch, so I'm not really thirsty. But I do have my cup mug on hand at all times. Get
Merch.
get your cup merch, the cup mug, or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And you could always check it out and see all the cool cup merch and all the other merch that we have in that Etsy shop. So check it out. We do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. Get your cup merch, period.
I feel like I need to do a quick update here. It's just there we go. The boyhood dream has come true. Hello, everyone. I am Lewis. We, how God, it owned however many in terms of predictions here on the cup, but finally, a victory for me in terms of PLE predictions, and I think I need to raise a toast to that. So, cheers to that, everyone.
Cheers, Lewis.
No, I am very excited to talk about a PLE that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now the champ is here on a temporary basis to come at you for your money in the bank presentation. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this premium live event. I thought that it was a banger. So yes, some controversy, some slight controversy, some unexpected events may or may not have taken place, but I think all in all, it was a really good night. I got my roommate who had never watched wrestling before, ever, to watch, and he was like, "Oh, this was cool." So I'm Topher. I am here to hype up this Money in the Bank event a little bit more.
I am trying to stall and fix things, but yeah, it happened. Things happened.
It
We're
happened.
good.
I agree. In the grand scheme of things, given how subpar recent PLEs have, well, okay, how subpar Clash of the Castle was. Money in the Bank, I did enjoy it for what it was worth.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I enjoyed it. I really thought because I started watching it a little late, and I was like, did I miss did I miss the time? How I didn't realize they were going to start with the men's Money in the Bank and match, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. Then I didn't miss it. They just started with this, but whatever. I enjoyed it. I will say overall, it was a enjoyable experience. Certain things I was like you said, so there was some controversy happened, and I was like, some things happened that I didn't really understand why they happened, and I was like, why are we doing this? But I guess it all makes sense in the end. So sure, I overall I thought it was an enjoyable PLE, and I can't wait for us to dive in and talk about it. But before we do that, I need you all to do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell while you're here. If you're checking us out, we appreciate you. We are a new channel. We are going through the rough patches and figuring out things in stages, but we know for sure and for certain every PLE we will be covering it and we will be talking about it. But we are fixing some things on the channel, but they're going to still be enjoyable for you. We're going to still give you content all the time. So hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss a a video when we drop it. We have some mid card stuff coming up that we're going to bring out for you guys. So be sure to check it out. And like I said, we're part of a network. So we have 3 other channels for you to enjoy. So go check out all of our channels, all of the link tree, click our link tree, all of the YouTube channels and links will be in the link tree below. So you can click on each and subscribe to each, as well as our audio podcast links. I can talk eventually, but all of our audio podcast links are also in the descriptions below. So check that out, and our membership as well for our Patreon, so that you can get early access to across all 4 channels and exclusive content across all 4 channels. So make sure you check all of that out, and help us out, support us in our channel, in our
We
network.
make great in-car content. If you don't have the time to sit down and watch us on YouTube, click those audio descriptions down below. And
Absolutely.
you can listen to us on your morning drive, afternoon drive, Sunday afternoon jog, whatever way you want to consume us.
All I'm saying is we give great content, and we will keep you entertained on whatever journey you're going on, if it's through us with YouTube or on the go. So check all of those out. So, PLE, Money in the Bank, it happened. We go jump into it. We go talk about it because, I think we all agree overall it was an enjoyable show. We had a time, and we're gonna talk about it. True.
What they did a really good job of on the men's Money in the Bank, that this is just in general, this is both for the men's and the women's. I felt like they actually, it looked like when they were climbing the ladder, they were making honest efforts to climb the ladder, and they were very good with their timing, that you didn't have anybody doing the, oh my God, is he going to get to the ladder? Holding on for 5 seconds for somebody to knock him off. I felt like they were the pacing of this was incredible. And that bump that Andrade took, where I don't think he realized that a ladder was there. This morning.
But we jumping into this men's Money in the Bank match. I thought it was a good match, and I agree with you. The flow was good. I thought that everybody looked convincing, like they were trying to go for the briefcase. It wasn't that whole, I'm holding in this 5 seconds. It looked like we were generally going. The timing was good. When somebody broke it up, it looked like it was the right time to break it up. It looked like, I waited for you to come to break this up because I knew it was happening. It was just like, oh no, legitimately, you just came and stopped me from going up this ladder. So I thought the pacing was good. Whoever produced this match did a really good job producing this match. That bump Andrade took, I cringed. I was like, ugh. That didn't look good at all.
The bump Chad took when he fell from the
yeah.
I was like, onto the briefcase and oh my God.
Face
first. We saw Jeff Hardy do that before. To the belts and falling high off the thing. AJ did it. Yeah. So we've seen people do it, but he sold it so good and it looked like it hurt.
And I thought we were getting Yeet in the Bank. I thought for certain Jay is so over. I will, you know what I'm going to dox though? I'm doxing this Canada crowd because the rest of the international crowds have absolutely delivered. And I felt like Canada was missing it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Where were the lights? Should have had lights for Jey Uso.
I feel like Canada crowd is too close to America and they're too close to the United States. And I feel like we've indoctrinated with them and they just like,
Hey, I'm gonna be the heel here. We shouldn't be surprised. We really shouldn't be surprised. We've had Canadian crowds for years, and we know that they ain't up there with the UK crowds, with the French crowds.
Yeah, I'm the one thing that they did right that I felt like everybody should still be doing from that we got from Backlash is singing Randy Orton's song. Like that's the one thing they did right. And I was like, but other than that, all the pops were kind of like lame, and like I was like, come on, Canada.
Would
But
they have
like
been?
you,
Go ahead. I was gonna say, would they have been singing that Randy Orton song as much as they did if they didn't see the graphic of the loudometer?
right? No, they would
Well,
not. They
that
would
was the other
not.
thing. They kind of failed at the loudometer graphics, which we'll get to a little bit later. I think that we overall we were let down. But Carmelo Hayes looked phenomenal. Andrade looked like he belonged. Chad Gable is so incredible, very impressive. LA Knight,
He
yeah.
was there. He was there.
But Jay Uso was the most over. And then, but you know, what I loved was what a unique spot for Drew to like basically yeet the ladder at Jey Uso's face to like stop him from getting the move. It was very, very creative. I think this is one of the best Money in the Bank ladder matches that there are. I'm glad they only went with having 6 superstars. I think that it's you have much more room to maneuver and wiggle and tell a story, and it's not just like random crashing. Like they've had Money in the Bank ladder matches with 10 superstars. It's too much, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But this was good. This told a story. Drew did win. I was very surprised, but I see where they're going with this, so I am glad that it happened.
I will say I'm in two minds on one thing: the lack of Wyatt Six. I'm in two minds. On one hand, I'm happy they didn't get involved because we got to see a nice flowing match that didn't need some sort of interruption or anything. On the other hand, it feels a bit weird that there was a lack of involvement there and there wasn't much story building from the Wyatt Six storyline with Chad in the PLE. I'm in two minds about it. I don't think it. I was going to say, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I like that they didn't interfere, just because I think that Money in the Bank matches are fun in a vacuum, right? And so I do think that there's rewatchability to this. And when you have those interferences, either from Punk or from Chad Gable, I think what you're doing is you've created a match that is suitable for a highlight reel. You can slap this Money in the Bank match on any given best of, and it will hold up and it would be just as good. And you don't necessarily need to know all of the various stories involved with what's going on outside of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I did not like the fact that Drew McIntyre won. I was very annoyed that Drew McIntyre won, even though I knew where the story was going to go and why it was going to happen and why it needed to happen. I was like, he doesn't need it. Like, I don't think Drew McIntyre needs this Money in the Bank. It is 5 other men in this match who needed this Money in the Bank. That it would have made a better story. It would have made a better, like, now I feel like this was a waste of Money in the Bank. Like, the briefcase is a waste this year for the men's side because it's now gone. We'll talk about it. And I'm just like, it's stupid. It's so dumb. Like, I feel like this was the waste of time to have this whole match just for it to lose. And
the only upside is that, one, we don't have somebody that's sitting there with a briefcase waiting to see, okay, are they going to cash it? I think we've got I know, but I think we've got long runs ahead of us on both men's matches. What I do like is that now the women's Money in the Bank winner will have all of the attention as the only Money in the Bank briefcase. Because typically, I think it's lazy booking that they just go ahead and have the woman cash in right away because they don't know how to tell a good woman's story. But we'll get to that when we get to the women. But yes, I do. I agree. It was a waste, but you know what? It's gone now, and I think that the build that we're building towards is so good.
I think exactly what you just said, Topher. I think that's exactly why we only have the women's briefcases, because they know that they need to put that added investment in the women's Money in the Bank storyline. So that's why they want to have all the focus. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, that's why we want to have all the focus on Tiffany. So it's no use us saying this now if they just go and get Tiffany to cash in at SummerSlam.
Right.
But I would like to think we're not going to have that.
Or I would hope that she holds the Money in the Bank for a good while. I mean, if anybody's going to do it and annoy everybody while holding it, it was either her or Chelsea. And so those were the people who I was like, for the annoyance factor, I wanted to win. But for my heart factor, that's not who I wanted to win. But I just know that this one, I guess it makes sense. I get that. I understand that. I'll concede to, yes. Now the focus is on the women's Money in the Bank, and we can tell a good story with that, and we don't have to have two people walking around with this. But I'm still just like, this was just such a waste of time, and for five other people in that match, I felt could have used the rub from that briefcase. But that's just me.
But
The story is the story that we got going is
that, and it makes sense that this happens to Drew of all people.
Yeah,
it makes absolute sense. He's been overzealous for the last however long. He's been, his mind's been in so many different places at once. He gets ahead of himself and costs himself,
which he gets ahead of himself in today. But we'll talk about it.
He's never won Money in the Bank before, so
which is great.
He hates the concept.
Drew.
He hates
right.
He
didn't even like the concept,
which is amazing. And now he can hate it even more because of the beautiful story that is being told.
Exactly, I love it.
But we move on to Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. I, for one, was very happy that Sami Zayn won, even though I didn't predict that he would win because I just knew WWE was going to do something stupid and make Braun Breaker win this match, and then we have to deal with the next. Y'all weren't here for the predictions video, which is crazy. We got a whole new different cast for the predictions than we have for the recaps, but that's okay.
It's working. It's working for us.
They saw Lewis won. Never mind. I'll skip the next video. The next video.
Say Lewis show. They were like, Lewis would no thank you. But no, I was very much on I am not a fan right now of Braun Breaker because I feel like I like Braun Breaker more in NXT than I do on the main roster. And I felt like it's the shift and the gimmick of it all of now he has a chip on his shoulder. He's mad at everybody and he's mad at the world and he's not getting his shot and he's not getting his opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, you just got here. Like, relax a little bit. So I'm not really a fan of that. But I'm like, and I think I'm getting PTSD because I feel like they promote and booking him or doing him like they did Brock Lesnar. And I am not a fan of Brock Lesnar. I was not a fan of his, and I'm not a fan of his whole thing and this whole, I'm this big guy coming in and I'm just going to squash everybody along the way. And I just thought that they were going to do that for this match. Thankfully, oh my God, thankfully they didn't. And I was like, and I really thought that they were going to try to make Sami lose in Canada, in his home country, and be like, yeah, because you did it. But Donovan pointed something out to me while we were watching. He was like, he only had the belt for 90 days. He got to at least get over 100 days before they tried to start thinking about taking the belt off of him. And I was like, I wish I would have thought about that before I made the prediction that I made, because I probably would have changed my mind. But I was happy that Sami Zayn won. This match was okay for me. I wasn't that invested, but it was okay for me. And I think they did a good job in the match. I appreciated the talent work in the match, but I just wasn't like, oh, I can't wait for this match.
I felt like the story seemed disjointed, right? Even in the video package, the pickup of like, Sami Zayn, he's got, he can't even celebrate the fact that he's Intercontinental Champion because he's got this thorn on his side that's Chad Gable. And Braun Breaker wants the belt. Now, I do like that Sami Zayn won. I won like $26 off of Sami Zayn winning this match. So
Good on you. Good on you.
we'll take that. But no, I don't think it was time for Sami Zayn to drop the belt. I do think Braun looked great. My roommate, who had never watched wrestling before, was like, this shouldn't even be a contest. This guy's gonna kill this guy. And then he was like, oh wait, I see what you mean by like this guy's smarter than this guy and he's able to outmaneuver him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's really, I think they did a really good job of telling the story. And I'm glad they didn't go for like 16 hell of a kicks that Braun Breaker kicked out of. And really,
Right.
Sami Zayn avoided the spear. They protected Braun Breaker's spear. It's not like Sami Zayn kicked out of the spear, right? Or did he? I don't know. He did. He did or didn't?
No.
Yeah. So Sami Zayn like avoided the spear. So it's not like Braun Breaker looks bad in defeat. Like Braun Breaker was not able to defeat the Intercontinental Champion who was capable of unseating Gunther, the ring general who was champion for 555 days. So like Braun Breaker still looks phenomenal. And I think that everybody got over in this match, which is the goal that you have in mind. I really would like to have seen more story. Because they've done well with the Chad Gable stuff and the Chad Gable, Sami Zayn stuff. And then it felt like, okay, we're just going to take a break from that for a minute and throw Braun Breaker at Sami. And it's like, make that make sense. But still, overall, I thought this was decent. I thought it was the worst match on the card, but I still thought it was a great match. And that's why I think overall this has been a great premium live event. But yeah, this was all right. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I really didn't think there was too much substance going into this match, and that's why I had Sami penned down as the winner. And I think that's more on WWE in terms of we haven't had much time between PLEs. We have like what 2-3 weeks, two weeks. I'd say 2 weeks in between PLEs, and that's how you're meant to build so much story in those 2 weeks. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much of in terms of like title changes. I do agree though that they did protect Braun in terms of still making him look powerful, still protecting the spear. I think it was just reversed by some sort of kick of some sort. I think just in general, WWE needs to like giving up. They're rolling out PLEs like they're hot dinners at this point, and we need more time in between PLEs that we can build on these stories so that we can have a lot more investment. And then also through doing that, we wouldn't be. I'd be less sure on the title picture as I was this time in terms of like I had Sami penned down as a winner because I didn't think there was much going for Braun apart from he's just dominating local athlete after local athlete. So yeah, maybe if there was more story built into this match, then I wouldn't be so certain on a prediction.
Yeah, I agree. I think we definitely need to cool out on the PLEs. I think we could skip a month. It's okay to skip a month. And
we have another one right at the end of not even 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, we're going into SummerSlam at the end of August, and then
what is this?
We've got Berlin. Berlin is in 3 weeks.
Oh, Berlin! Oh,
is this AEW? What?
Wait, SummerSlam then
SummerSlam then Berlin, or Berlin then SummerSlam?
Well, they're billing Gunther versus Damian Priest, so
Definitely at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think would it be SummerSlam next? Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot going on, and they could take a break. We could lose a couple of PLEs in between to build up a story to make the PLEs feel like big events again instead of just one big main, a monthly thing that we do that's going to be a little bit different between Raw and SmackDown. I don't know.
Yeah, SummerSlam's August 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Right. So the beginning of August and then the end of August is Berlin, right?
Bash at Berlin is August 31st. So
3 weeks in
So
between.
2-3 weeks.
2 3 weeks in between.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. Well,
It just seems like so much. But we'll be here talking about them because that's what we do.
Mhm.
Let's move on to now. Okay. It was so much controversy with this match, and I was kind of like, oh man, this is never going to end. Like, I get what is happening, I get what's going down, why they did what they did, but man, when you make a controversial move so obvious that everybody picks it up and now it's on the internet and now it's like, how do you uno reverse that? Because it was stipulations involved in this match that now it's like, so does he now? Can he now can Seth Rollins now ask for the championship again? Because even though he lost the match, he shouldn't have lost the match because you
well,
know what I mean? It was just
and Damian Priest, he pins Damian Priest.
and
He got
Damian
the 1, 2, 3. I don't know how the referee didn't, but Triple H did acknowledge.
I have a thought on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know this for certain. I wouldn't be surprised if that was meant to be the Drew cue. And
100%. Yeah, Drew was
Yeah.
supposed to interfere before the ref counted 3, and his music did not go off on time. The problem is,
they should have started out.
Priest should have kicked out.
Right.
Like Priest, regardless of whether or not the cue hit, whatever. When you saw that the ref should not have stopped counting. The ref stopped counting is the worst thing that could have
That's the
happened.
worst thing you could have did.
And Triple H said on the post show that the ref's call is final, but I think we all saw that should have been 3, and he's going to have a very serious conversation with that referee. So they can make an angle out of it, and they have to. But God, Damian Priest is such a good world champion.
Yes.
And it's all going to come down to the fact that he should have kicked out of that. He should the ref should have either counted 3, because you can go right into, it's, he's cashing in and we're now making it a triple threat match. And because you could have fixed all of that and we could have figured it out later. But instead, you don't. And it looks so bad. And I think all eyes are on Damian Priest right now.
You say we ought to we have to get an angle out of that. Where was this angle when Randy Orton kicked out of Gunther's pin at King of the Ring and everyone saw it and Triple H acknowledged it
and did
nothing came out of it?
Well, Gunther, he said that they were going to run it back. They're going to have another match.
When?
Gunther, he can't take away Gunther being King of the Ring, and the stipulation stands because with the ref stands, but we're going to see Randy Orton versus Gunther in the future.
What if we wait till I think maybe Randy is Gunther going to win the championship, and then I want to run it back. Well, let's run it back when he's the champion.
Right.
So they can have a championship run at it. But
Randy can say, "You never pinned me." That's way better. The ref counting 3 when it shouldn't have been 3 is so much more solvable. I mean, that's when you're watching a sport and the ref says it's a flag when it's not a flag or whatever, we can get past that. But the ref just stopped counting. That's WCW 2000s level of bad.
I don't know. I feel like if we leave this, I don't want to go back to King of the Ring. If we leave this Randy Orton Gunther thing much longer, the dust would have already settled on it.
Right.
The dust settles on it, but Randy can always be like, I never forgot. Y'all might have forgot. I never forgot. And when Gunther would win, because I really think Gunther's winning the belt, but when Gunther wins the championship and Randy's like, okay, now I want to, he can always be like, the first thing you could tell is it's Gunther, you never pinned me. We all saw it. The world saw it. You never pinned me. I kicked
Right.
out. And so let's run it back and see who's better because as of right now, it's inconclusive. I don't think the fans will be like, "Oh, we don't want to see that anymore. We're
Right.
sick of that." I think having it linger is good for Randy, and I think when the time comes, us as fans will be like, "Absolutely, let's run it back. Let's do it. Let's see it happen," because you did never get pinned.
Correct.
Because we're not making it such a big deal as the storyline right now. Do I think that's what they're going to do with this? I don't think so because I don't think Seth Rollins is going to let it die. I don't
No,
think Seth Rollins is
it's
going to be the one to hold back like Randy and be like, I'll wait until my time comes. No, for Seth Rollins, the time is going to be now. He's still going to end up losing because they're not taking the belt off Damian Priest right now. But it's they go have to run it back at some point
well,
and make this right because like you said, the ref not counting is way worse than the ref counting to 3 and have to fix it and adjust the match or whatever. Because if push come to shove, Damian Priest just loses the belt to Seth Rollins, and then we just got to work from there. Like they could
right.
fix the
Mhm.
story in the back from
Damian
there.
Priest beats Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins then beats Drew McIntyre. They have another match tomorrow night on Raw.
Right. Like
It's
you just
done.
have to
It's
fix
over
it.
with. Damian gets the belt back. It doesn't hurt him, especially because you have all of the convolutedness of the cash in. Yeah, like it just is. It's bad. It's really bad, especially because again, wrestling is, you know, we have to remember WWE is a new company. You know what I mean? Yes, it has all of the history and legacy and all of that they've learned, but like you've got people that have never been in this position before running this. You've got new production crews. Like all of Vince's guys are gone. You know, so there's just certain things. I appreciate that they don't install our intelligence, and I think that I feel terrible for Damian Priest because again, like it. But I also think it looked like he might have gotten knocked silly a little bit.
He did. He got knocked out. He got
Yeah.
knocked out.
So I think that like it's again not necessarily on him for it just is like the ref should have just counted 3. And the ref could have because if he could have gone for 3 and then on that third one with the like you always are supposed to count. Like that's the rule. We've had inadvertent title changes in the past. Like remember when Kevin Owens and AJ Styles were feuding with each other back over the United States Championship a couple years ago. It was an inadvertent title change. So they could have this could have been cleaned up. But we get Damian Priest versus Gunther at SummerSlam, so yay.
I know people hate the whole Drew situation. I personally loved it. I think I thought it was hilarious because of course Drew gets ahead of himself because of course Drew doesn't just completely completely ignores the whole Punk situation once again. He should have known to have eyes at the back of his head, metaphorically speaking.
And CM Punk
Like-
was brutal.
But like, what? Why would you even come in and do it in a triple threat match? Like, why didn't you wait until the end of
Because-
the match? Then because it's Drew.
Because Drew is not calculated
He is-
enough to know that.
He is not he is not in the right headspace to be like,
Right.
I'm going to wait till one of them win and then go beat the crap out of them because they already beat the crap out of each other. No, I'm going to go insert myself in the middle of this match and make it a triple threat match. And still, when you're on your way, not even thinking about the man who you've been playing in his face this whole dang time. Y'all been going back and forth. He just screwed you at Clash of the Castle. You don't think this man is still around after you done beat him up the next week on Raw? You don't think this man is still around coming to get you? Like, it's so ridiculous.
Punk was under the ring the whole time.
Yeah, in Drew's defense, he probably thought that it was a 3 and he was coming in after the match. He didn't know the referee was only going to count to 2. He thought he was capitalizing after the match.
He cashed at the right time. Like, it's a 3
Right.
count. Damian lost. I'm going to go against Seth. No.
Oh, that's
So Punk-
hilarious.
Punk is incredible. I love that Punk, this match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, I cannot think of a match that I have wanted to watch more in I don't know how long. So I don't know about y'all, but this build has been phenomenal, and I'm all in on it, and I can't wait.
I've been saying that since the Royal Rumble. Like, if y'all go, literally, it's on this podcast. If you go back to the Royal Rumble video, I literally was like, when Punk and Drew McIntyre finally gets together and actually have a one-on-one match, it is going to be one of the best matches we have ever seen. It's going to be so brutal. It's going to be so personal. It's going to be so good. I cannot wait. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
It better main event SummerSlam because there is no other story that's worth watching.
I think. See, here's the thing. We don't know if Punk is going to be cleared yet by SummerSlam, which is also another reason why I think this is going to go a long way, and even all the way up until Bad Blood, which they did announce at Money in the Bank last night. So I think it could go all the way up to Bad Blood, and like, you ain't gonna have no badder blood than Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Like, that is a headliner for a PLE that is like, it's named for them.
They got that huge rapper too, or like they get huge music producer. Like that's that's a huge get apparently for like mainstream get.
Oh God! Oh, I know who you. Oh,
start with the end.
Bad Blood.
He's produced everybody from like a lot of the
Metro Boomin.
What?
Yeah.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah, the Spider-Man movies, some early Kanye West stuff before he went bad. He's produced all the Kendrick stuff, Team Kendrick.
Absolutely, Team Kendrick. Absolutely, Team Kendrick. Sorry, Canada. Sorry, Canada.
You see Grayson Waller pulled up to the arena playing Kendrick song, not like us.
They're not like us. They're not like us.
Oh, like I was like, this guy has a death wish. But also we have this added potential storyline with the fact that Punk also screwed Seth. Which also makes sense given Punk and Seth's history.
That was
literally after that match, looking in Seth's face, he was looking at CM Punk. He was like, I told you, I don't want nothing to do with you. I told you just to stay the F out my way. Like, I told you, I don't want us to cross paths. I would rather not deal with you. Like, I don't want to talk to you. You don't deal with me. And now you have inserted yourself right in the middle of my business. So now we have bad blood. Now we have problems. Like, I was like, I'm not a Swiftie, but this song is kicking in my head right now because now we got bad blood right now. And I kind of am very excited about that feud as well, the CM Punk and the Seth Rollins of it all, because this ain't just like, I know Drew McIntyre and CM Punk's beef is very personal as well, but Seth Rollins was literally trying to stay away because he genuinely hates this man. They genuinely hate each other, and they like, I am trying my best to not even cross paths with you. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to be in the same arena as you if we can make that happen. Like, they literally were trying to stay away. And now Seth Rollins CM Punk is now very much inserted in Seth Rollins' business. So I can't wait to see that whenever that happens. I think I'm just as excited about the CM Punk Drew McIntyre as I am about the CM Punk Seth Rollins. And if it all happens at one time, I would be happy about that too. Like, let's just have it a free-for-all brawl between the three of them.
Not to mention Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is going to happen.
Damian Priest looks like a champion.
Yeah.
Looks great as a champion. Love the El Campeon Like this man he's over. I wish that the little like mistimed spot didn't happen, but hey, let's see what they can do with it. Let's watch them turn water into wine. I trust Triple H. I am a Paul Levesque guy.
I do too trust Triple H. I think he's gonna make it work. We're gonna have it. But let's move on to this women's Money in the Bank match, which I thought was the match of the night. Said this, but it was so funny because I said this was gonna be the match of the night on the recap show, on the prediction show, and I am very happy that I was correct. This was indeed the match of the night for me. These women ate it up, like from beginning to end. They ate this up. We had some. Did we have a couple of miscues? Yeah, sure, but that's to be expected in any match. Mm-hmm. That's wrestling. We're gonna have miscues, but even in the miscues, it still looked pretty cool when they were doing it. So I enjoyed this match from beginning to end. I believed at one point every one of them had an opportunity to win this match, and I believed it. I was like, "Oh, she can win it. Oh, Io has a chance to win it. Oh, Lyra might win this." I was like, "Oh, Lyra could win. Oh, Chelsea is close. Like she's touching it. She could win this. This would be great." Naomi literally had it in her hands, and then they took the thing. Heartbreaking for me.
That spot from Chelsea falling out, like that is an incredible moment, male or female, period, in Money in the Bank. That is a top 10. They were counting down the top 10 in the pre-show. That is a top 10 Money in the Bank moment. Ladder match moment. I was so, like, I forgot they had set the tables up on the outside.
Yes.
And I just saw her go, like, past the ropes. And I was like, oh, my God. She killed it. Chelsea Green, she is married to the king of the death match. And it shows. Zack Ryder, for those of you that, Mr. Matt Cardona.
Oh god.
What?
I was going to say she had a similar moment when she was in Impact, but
watched it.
I watched it, but like it's there's a certain level of like professionalism and excellence. The fact that she hung on the ladder for as long as she did before she landed, I loved that. It made it look so clean. There was this one moment that I loved. I can't remember exactly who was involved. I think it was Lyra and Zoe. Was it Lyra who got hung up?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. And then Io climbing over her.
Climbing over Lyra. Yeah.
Well, and I was scared for Lyra. They had the spot where I think it was somebody powerbombed Lyra, and I thought Lyra was going with the ladder out of the ring. Like it was on the, God, it was so beautiful. The Unprettier to Naomi.
Yeah. Crazy. Zoe Stark kind of very much impressed me in this match. I was like, I think everybody came out looking fantastic in this match. Like every win or lose, they all came out looking really good. Nobody came out looking like, no, you didn't look good in this match. Everybody looked good. They all had spots where we were like, oh, yeah. Like Naomi doing the her leg splits on top of the ladder. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I was so worried because that one ladder was trying to escape away. And I was like, Naomi, be careful, sis. Because if you keep your legs split up that far out,
flip over.
Yeah.
And I think when Zoe went back in and put the ladder back, she kind of stabilized it because they knew they had all that work that they were going to do on top of those two ladders. It was so like I feel like they were taking care of each other as well as like trying to kill each other at the same time because it was so good. Everybody looked phenomenal. Everybody looked like they had a chance to actually really grab that briefcase and get it.
They really went.
Chelsea at the very beginning just jumping up. The funniest thing.
I love her on and off again fear of heights.
Yes, like okay, no, I'm going up. Oh no. It's just so like it's so good. And then that ending where with Chelsea getting knocked off and into the tables and then Tiffany grabbing that belt. As much as I am not a huge Tiffany Stratton fan, I'm like, she is one of the people who
time.
she is one of the people who I know is going to hold on to this briefcase and annoy the crap out of me, which I'm going to love to hate it. I'm going to love to hate it. And everybody's all about Tiffy time. I am not there. I won't. I'm not going to be there. So that's fine for her and for y'all who are all involved in Tiffy time. I just I'm going to admire, appreciate her from afar because she really did do a good job in this match, and she does deserve to hold the because she is a great wrestler. I am not taking that away from her. She is a phenomenal wrestler, and I think she's going to do really great things when she cashes it in and when she eventually wins the Money in the Bank. Because I just don't I don't want the women to have a blip on their thing where they don't cash in and actually win the championship. I want every woman who gets this briefcase to cash it in to win the championship because I want that over the men. I want the women to have that over the men. Like, we cash in and win. Y'all cash in and be stupid. I want to like, yeah, Drew, we cash in to win. We don't cash in to lose. Sorry.
Favorite commentary moment of the night was Corey Graves saying, "You can't claim all of Canada. You're from a 5-hour flight away. This is not your hometown."
I love Corey. Corey's funny.
I mean, because in Europe, you 2 hours away, and you're in another. Canada's big.
Right. But yeah, Tiffany Stratton did win this match. Good on her. It's Tiffy time, and we gonna have to deal with all the repercussions. I wonder how long do y'all think she's holding this briefcase?
206 days.
We're talking numerical days.
I'm about to say she's been specific in that. I was about to say which PLE she was going
to say. Me and Lana were like, "Oh,
Topher's like 206 days." Absolutely. Let me write that down on the calendar. Okay. Louis, what do you think?
I think that'll bring her to Royal Rumble.
Maybe December. Whatever the fuck December is, that's probably what I'm thinking.
I think she'll cash in, so she's holding the belt through WrestleMania season.
Okay. So Royal Rumble, maybe.
Yeah.
What's in this?
If a woman champion is defending their belt on Royal Rumble, because we didn't have a woman defending their championship here tonight, but whatever.
No, but that's okay. Here they're about to get more championships.
Yeah, you know that if there was a women's title
she would have cashed it in tonight. Right. That's why I'm glad they didn't have a women's match, because that's what we were like. The only reason I'm very happy a women's champion did not wrestle at this, because there's no way that the woman could cash in her Money in the Bank that night.
Yeah,
but
card.
It was fine. The card was fine the way it is. I think she's holding this until WrestleMania.
Oh.
I think she's going to hold it off until WrestleMania, because I feel like Tiffany Stratton is the type to want to do it big. And she wants to do it at the grandest stage of it all. And she wants to have the WrestleMania moment. So I could see her holding off, because she's not going to want to get it, especially if Nia beats Bayley, which I don't know, could happen, could not happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if Nia is holding the belt, she's not going to want to go against her friend. That's her friend. She's not going to want to do that. And I can see her just holding off until somebody takes the belt off of Nia. Or I feel like this girl wants the spotlight. She wants the stage. She said it before. I am bigger than this. I need all the lights on me, all the attention on me. So I think WrestleMania.
Well, and I can't wait until they unveil that pink briefcase.
Yes.
That is going to
be pink and bedazzled.
It's going to make so much money. And
it will be Friday. Friday, we're going to see the pink bedazzled Money in the Bank. Because honestly, I was hoping that either her or Chelsea or Naomi wins, because I know the three of them will have a very distinct, individualized Money in the Bank briefcase, and I was okay with that. Hers is going to be pink with all the bedazzles in the world and the letters in black, and I'm like, work, do it. Or silver.
Slam.
But
I think she said it was pink. She said she wants it pink.
She's definitely going to get it pink.
Yeah. She wants
and the merch is going to be ridiculous, because people will go buy that like crazy. And good for her. Good for her. I
Mhm.
do, like I say, I know she's an incredible talent. I just got some personal beef with her, but we'll work that out between me and Tiffany Stratton. We'll work it out.
So
But
Mania December, 206 days. Got it.
206 days, whatever that is. I don't even know what PLE is in 206
Imagine if it lands on
days.
some sort of house show. Like, love it.
It's just a random Saturday. She just go cash it in. Like, we gonna come back on Raw and be like, Tiffany Stratton is the champion. She cashed it in at the house show. Like, what?
She cashed
And Topher gonna be
206
sitting like, yo,
days from now
So-
is Wednesday, January 29th, 2025.
there
So
is no wrestling.
no show that night, but the Royal Rumble will be that weekend.
Okay.
So Royal Rumble weekend is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
Got
that makes sense now. I was like, because 206 days, I don't know what that is.
Hell, it might even be after Mania, for all we know.
It
Sure.
could be, but I'm gonna say Mania. But so Rumble, Mania, and you said December.
December, whatever. I'm sure they're gonna announce something for
I don't
December.
know we're gonna have a PLE in December because of Christmas.
Yeah, I think they like to not.
We usually don't do stuff for Christmas.
Yeah,
Maybe there'll be like a. Usually there's like a PLE like first week or second.
Yeah.
week.
No, not after because after Survivor Series, which is at the end of November, they don't do anything for December, and then we won't have another PLE till Royal Rumble in January.
Yeah, because they'll do the
Survivor
TV specials. Yeah,
Right,
Survivor
right.
Series.
It's Survivor Series.
after War Games.
Okay. Okay. I was say unless she go do it at the military show, which
She could do it after War Games.
but
Who knows?
that's Survivor Series. The War Games Survivor Series. Okay,
Yep.
that's your pick, Lewis.
All right. So
All right. Let's move on to the last match.
Oh,
Oh, Lord have mercy. I just cut them out, huh? Well,
there we are.
it doesn't matter. I thought I put the picture there. The Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes. For me, honestly, I thought this was a good match a good showing for the Bloodline. I don't know how I feel about it being. I don't think it was good for Cody, especially for Cody taking the pin.
Well, but who pinned him?
Solo. Which is what I know what we're doing. I see the vision, WWE. Don't get me wrong. I see the vision. I see what we're trying to do. We're getting Cody and Solo for SummerSlam. For SummerSlam. See the vision. But I'm like,
I expected this match to be a lot more brutal.
Me
It's
too.
going to be a little bit more, and it was pretty decently brutal. But like if you're promoting this new bloodline as being so unhinged, even saying that like, the werewolf Fatu is not even allowed in the country. Like, he looks unhinged and is an absolute madman. I think he was MVP of the match, and this is his first match on the show. So the first match on WWE. So like, I'm going to get that out of the way. But I do think if you're going to present this as like a very dangerous group, I think there needed to be a little bit more danger, but overall decent match. Looked good. Cody taking the pin, didn't call that. Thought it would have been Kevin Owens. Yeah, it was all right.
I feel like I've said this a few times in previous PLEs. This match was too sanctioned for me. Too sanctioned. Especially because we had like a street fight with the Bloodline and some combination of Kevin, Randy. I can't remember who it was. Kevin, Randy, or Cody.
Kevin and Randy last time.
Kevin and Randy. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like a bog standard 6-man tag, even just make it Tornado, I probably would have cared a lot more about it. Yeah, I feel like the women showed out so much that this match just didn't hold a candle to what they put on prior to this match.
They should have had the women close the show.
Yeah, they should have had the women close the show.
But the story that this match is telling, and the story leading up to this, I absolutely loved. From last Friday with Solo saying the thing of like, I'm taking the WWE title, and if Roman Reigns wants it, he can take it from me. I am excited for Solo versus Roman.
I look, y'all know I ain't hide. I'm not one to hide or say it. I am a bloodline girl. I will be a bloodline girly from the day till they decide to no longer have a bloodline story. I don't care what version of the bloodline that we talking about. I like it all. I like every sanction of it. And so I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited. But I do agree that I wanted this match to be a bit more savage, more like raw instead of it just like you said, too sanctioned, too closed in, too WWE rules. You know what I mean? And I wanted this to be a bloodbath. I wanted it to be where we were like, okay, Cody's busted open, Randy's busted open again, and the savagery. Like Jacob, I agree, Jacob showed out and he did a really good job in this match. But I wanted more savagery. I wanted them to just go in and just start beating folks down. Like, yes, we need the back and forth between the three, and Loa is on the outside. I ain't want him in the suit either. I wanted him out of the suit, just in some street gear, ready to just jump in at any second, which he did in the suit. But I'm just like, nah, that I don't want them to be that. I don't want him to be that. I want him to be that guy, just like ready. I'm on ready. I ain't got to get ready. I'm just ready. And I wanted the numbers game to be a bigger issue for Randy and Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes than it was. It just seemed very tame from what I wanted. I wanted to be a little bit more brutal, and to the point where we're like, ooh, I needed them to elevate the bloodline into that faction where people are actually scared. And that's you know what I mean? Because when Roman was there, when the bloodline was around, people just knew, you don't do it, they go come and get you, then they coming all together, and it's not gonna be pretty. They need to establish that. And we know that they already got the numbers of things, but I need them to be shown as a faction that's even more brutal than the Roman era. I need them to be Solo savage. You know what I mean? And so I need them to show them to be just a little bit more like, we don't care about the rules. Roman was very much calculated. Solo is like, I don't think about calculations. I'm just ready to fight. And that's what I need this bloodline to show me. I want them to be the total opposite of Roman's calculated bloodline to the unhinged bloodline. So I want them to be a little bit more unhinged.
And I think the Samoan Spike is a great finish. But I Solo needs a little bit. I don't know. It's something's missing about the Samoan Spike. I need to see a little bit more like that I can tell he's getting like spiked.
Like, throw him up and then
more like I needed to see like it hit the throat where it looked like
it's
something like a little oomph to it behind.
It felt like that's.
I was just like, dang, instead of
bump of the night. We talk about these Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't think the bump of the night was in any of the ladder matches. I think the bump of the night was in this match. Shout out to the WWE doctor who took the bump of the fucking night.
Yes.
They took Jacob Fatu's right in the face and
that's Jacob Fatu's unhingedness. That's what's incredible about it.
I think the two bumps of the night came out of this match because once the doctor got hit and then the referee got hit the first time, Jacob Fatu, when he came and crunched him in between the seats, the stairs, I was like, oh, this referee got folded. And it was like twice. So bump of the night goes to the doctor and the ref. Y'all ate it up. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Samantha Irvin because we ain't do it yet. Our shout out to Samantha Irvin because she's always the GOAT and she's the best thing announcer. So shout out to her.
I felt horrible because it was clear that it was completely unintentional and the doctor just got in the way.
The doctor was not supposed to get hit like that.
But they still decided to replay it.
It's so good. It was brutal. It was nice.
It was too good, but the doctor, he didn't deserve that. You ain't deserve that, Doc.
Yeah,
You
I think it was
just
a
out there
female,
trying to
though.
do your job.
But all in all, I mean, I give the show a thumbs up. It was a very enjoyable show. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel like it lulled at any moment, except for maybe the Bond Breaker, Sami Zayn. I think 5 matches is perfect. I really do. Some people seem like they're clamoring for more. I remember back in the days when you have 8, 10 matches, you're only getting guys out there for 5 or 10 minutes. There's no time to tell a story. Stories are being told. But I do think they should spend more time building stories.
Yes.
Because you only have so many time,
Predictions champ. Finally.
You ate it. You ate it up.
I ate it. And now I want to say a quick something to a Mr. Wes or Mr. Westradamus, whatever you want to call yourself these days. I am the predictions champ, and therefore I want to issue you a challenge.
Oh.
Next PLE. What's the next PLE? It's SummerSlam. SummerSlam, right?
SummerSlam. Mm-hmm.
We will predict as usual. However, Westradamus, I want to add a little stipulation to the next predictions.
Oh.
If you win the next prediction, if I win the next predictions, for as long as I'm the predictions champion, you cannot predict again until I'm no longer predictions champion. However, if you win the next predictions, I'll leave Judgment Day. I think that's a fair stipulation to add to the next predictions. So the issue is on the table. I've had a bit of a stipulation. If neither of us win, then fuck.
Which could happen.
What could happen? I can't wait to see what Westradamus, if he accepts this challenge or not. We'll be back to y'all. Need to stick around so we can find out if he's actually going to accept this challenge. But overall, I do agree with you, Topher. This match was good. This PLE was a good PLE. I enjoyed it. Is it rewatchable? Some parts, yes. Some parts definitely rewatchable. But yeah, I think it was great. I'm not mad at it at all. But that's it, y'all. We talked about it as much as we can. We got all the things out. We hope y'all enjoyed it. If you have stuck around this whole time, hit the subscribe button. Let us know you appreciate what we're bringing to you, and we'll continue to bring you more and more great content. Stay tuned for our weekly wrap up. It's the Ringside weekly wrap up videos that's going to come out at the end of the week of all things. All the weekend wrestling, about all shows, all the highlights and things like that. We might even throw in a little heat wave talk from NXT because that is happening tonight as we're recording this.
In 9 minutes.
Yeah, so it's happening in a few minutes. So if we might throw in a little heat wave action from that. So be sure to check all of those out. The weekend wrestling is going to be happening really soon. Follow all of our channels. Hit the subscribe to all of our channels. Hit the links to all of our audio podcast channels to check us out on the go. Join our membership channel on Patreon and get some early access and exclusive content. And you can follow us on our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also follow the three of us. We're interesting people on our Twitters. My Instagram is right there if you want. And you can also get your Cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Do all of the things. And congrats one more time to you, Lewis, as the predictions champ until next time. But we'll see if Westradamus accepts your challenge. We'll see. But join us next time, and we're gonna see y'all later. He's a coward too. Y'all heard it here, folks. Y'all heard it here first, folks. So check us out, and we'll see y'all in the next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
It was a 2 count.
He should have kicked out.
That was 3.
It was 3.